morning, everyone. Welcome to our first debate at Turkey Vocational School. Today, the title of our debate is How Can We Feed the World in 2050? This topic is one of the most pressing challenges in the 21st century. Does the world have enough resources to sustain the 10 billion expected by 2050? Or there is a shortage of resources and the world is unable to meet our demands? In other perspective, is humanity's greatest problem the shortage of resources or the scarcity of resources or the growing number of population? Okay? In two teams, we would have team A would argue that Earth is endowed with abundant resources, but the true problem lies in effective system and unfair distribution along with excessive waste. While team B would argue that Earth has limits and the growing number of population put pressure on the planet and worsens the climate change. We start by Mr. Hamza, who will give a quick summary of the text. Stand up and go ahead.
General Rashidi visits the Jericho Farm Cell Center and meets Dr. Makrizi. He learns that scientists are testing new tomatoes that grow in hot, dry conditions. They check the crops for quality, weight, and resistance to diseases. Since the world population will be over 9 billion in 2050, they develop new crops to help farmers produce more food.
Excellent. Good job. Now, we want to move to our first debater in this session. Okay, if the Earth has enough resources, why do so many people go hungry? So, they argue that the growing number of population is like inviting endless guests to the party. The food would run low, and the music can reach everyone. So the world is like a party. There is no enough resources. How can you defend that? Come on.
The earth has many resources like water, good soil, forests, oceans, minerals, and renewable energy. The problem isn't we don't have enough, but that resources aren't shared or managed well. Research shows that the world already grows enough food to feed 10 billion people. While many people go hungry, instead of blaming population growth, we should focus on better leadership, fair sharing.
Excellent. So, his argument is that the Earth has abundant resources and we have renewable energy. So, instead of blaming poor people, we should focus on fair distribution. This is his argument. So now, Team B, would you think that the growing number of population would add more pressure or makes it harder to do or to make resource management? Mrs. Dowing?
It may sound nice, but the rules are here that yes, we can reduce our food, but the clean water and healthy soil and animal and plant life around the great stress. Climate change making drought, flood, and droughts very worse. Every extra people needs more need for homes, energy, and water. But sharing the resources is a problem. But fast population growth will make hard.
Yes. So his argument that the growing number of population is putting more and more pressure on the planet. But is this true? Do we need to reduce the population growth, or we should continue or focus on other things instead of focusing on reducing the birth control? We should focus on sharing resources and be fair in sharing resources, because birth control is not a silver bullet that can solve the problem. Okay? So I give you a story about that, how the idea of capitalism lies here. Okay? In a land where is divided by wealth, not by laws, there was a rich man. Okay? He was feeding his horse every morning by fresh oats. Okay? So and there was a little sparrow. Okay? Was feeding on what was left or what was falling in the ground. Okay? But there were also working people who were working hard, many defenses, begging with bread for the rich, but still they struggle to put food on their table. So the idea here is that the rich people have resources, but they don't want to distribute the resources. Okay? So our problem is in sharing, not in the population. Okay, moving to the third question. Okay, can developing regions like Africa, okay, handle the rapid growth of population? Yes, or also, Mr. Who can answer this question? Can the developing regions like Africa handle the rapid growth of population? Mr. Shahrur? Yes.
That idea ignores the reality.
Raise your voice.
That idea ignores the reality. Even if rich people can't some more, the large number of humans on the earth put pressure on the earth.
Yes.
Every person, rich or poor, need food, water, and energy.
Yes.
You say the population will get lower, but the African population expected to get double by 2050.
Yes. So here we shift our focus to the poor families or poor regions. Poor regions. Poor regions. So how they can manage sharing resources while they have weak ecosystems. Okay? So we should focus that Africa is rich with good soil, fertile soil also, and has a large number of young people. Okay? So Africa is like having all the ingredients for a good recipe, but we still don't have dinner. So the problem is not in the number of population. The problem is in weak management there, the corrupt system there. Okay? So this is how we respond. What can Africa or developing regions handle the rapid growth, the rapid population growth? Okay? Okay, moving to the second debater. Do we really could investing in education or women's rights, okay, help in reducing the population growth? Yes, Mr. Shantai.
Africa shows my point of rent causes high birth rates, not the opposite. When people have education, healthcare, and women's rights, families become smaller when children. For single birth control is wrong and not effective. Instead, we should invest in education and green technology with better farming, clean energy, and less waste. The earth can support everyone. The real problem is politics, not natural things.
Excellent, excellent, sir. So his argument that education, okay, empowering women with education, tend to reduce the birth rate. Okay, so when women are educated, they tend to marry later. So as a result, they would have fewer kids. They would have fewer kids. Okay, so here the question now: do we really have enough time to wait for education reforms? What do you think, Mr. Barhoush? You have enough time to wait for education reforms. So Mr. Shabai said that education can bring reforms. So do we have enough time to wait for that?
Education does help, but it's one many years. We don't have that much time. See, experimental climate. They say that in 10 to 20 years we may pass many dangerous points. Like one, desert will be bigger, ice will be melting, fish will be dying. Even if you support women's population growth will be more billions of people before results appear. And birth control, it's not just control, it's about survival.
Excellent. Good job. So his idea that we don't have enough time to wait to see the result of education and how it will affect the number of population in the world. So here we can respond to this idea that let's say education can help, okay, but to read or to wait for the results it may take time. But we shouldn't focus on short-term goals, but rather we should focus on the long-term goals. You know, if we mess with nature, okay, about reducing the number of population, we might not be able to bear the consequences or the results of that. Okay, so instead of saying let's focus on short-term goals like reducing the birth or the number of population, we should focus on the long term and find other solution. So here, who can support this? Can innovation and technology, okay, help in solving the problem of resources instead of limiting the number of population? Mr. Hassan and Mr. Ahmed Isa.
We should not force people to have fewer children. In the past, this caused many problems. Instead, we can use new ideas to live better. Farms in tall buildings, meat made in labs, solar and wind power. Clean water machines can help us. Human creativity is our best power. We should not stop people, and we should use our ideas to solve the problems.
Excellent, sir. Excellent. So his main idea is that we should focus in innovation and technology. You know Russia? Do you know Russia? Yes. Is the climate very cold or is it hot?
Cold.
It's very cold. It's freezing. So if you think, how does this country manage to produce enough food for its people? Okay? So they use kind of geothermal greenhouses in which there are pipes that carry hot water, okay, to keep the roots and soil or to prevent them from freezing. So there's a solution for a problem. There's a solution for every problem. Okay, so we need to focus on what? Finding solution for this. Like also we have GM crops, okay? We can develop crops or plants that can grow, as he said, Hamza said, that can grow in hot, dry conditions. And also we can produce, for example, rice that can grow in salt water. Okay? Another thing that we can produce or develop kind of fish that can grow in the sea. So there is no limit with technology and innovation. Okay? There are many options that we can do and we can develop. So we can't like restrict humanity or restrict people and put rules how many children should they have. Okay? Moving to next, is birth control necessary to prevent Earth from reaching its limit? Mr. Here we have an answer. The last one we have Izzeddin. Yes, come here Izzeddin.
The bigger danger uncontrolled growth, having fewer workers is a problem, but machine migration can help. When there is loaded forest water and gets too hot, we cannot eat there. As can only support a certain number of people, and we are close to the limit. Birth control is not against sustainability, it works conservatively.
Yes, so his main idea that birth control is a solution, but we argued that and we said that innovation and technology can help. Okay, so now I will move to the other people who would give us the summary of the text. Other people would give me a summary of the text. Mr. Kareem, are you prepared for your summary? Summary. ملخص. Your summary. Okay, who is prepared for his summary? Yes.
Jinan meets Dr. Magdisi at the farm center and asked about food in the future. Scientists test new crops like tomato that can grow in hot and dry land and check them for good quality. By 2050, the world will have 9 billion people to feed. So we need more food. The farm center worked at the work to help grow more food to feed everyone in the future.
Excellent, sir. Excellent. Okay, another summary. Okay, another feedback. Yes, sir.
There was an appointment from Dr. Abdel Mahdis of Ajna Rashid about the new research center. They reached a large science lab and they passed through a warehouse full of various products. And then he started talking about a new kind